What if your normal school day turned into a nightmare in just 1 second? The story begins with two buses full of cheerful female students heading toward school, laughing, talking, and enjoying the ride, while one quiet girl named Mitsuko sits alone writing in her notebook. She is sweet, calm, and different from the others. Her friends tease her for always writing and snatch her notebook away. As her pen falls to the floor, Mitsuko bends down to pick it up, and in that exact moment, something invisible slices through the buses like a blade. In a horrifying second, every girl sitting upright is cut perfectly in half. Blood sprays everywhere, bodies collapse, and the buses are torn apart. Mitsuko slowly rises and stares in absolute shock. If she had not bent down, she would be dead too. Terrified, she jumps out and runs, but then discovers the killer is not a person. It is the wind itself. A supernatural force is chasing her, cutting anything in its path. She screams and runs through the road, spotting four girls ahead and warning them to duck, but she is too late. The deadly wind slices through them instantly. One girl survives for a moment, only to die seconds later. Mitsuko keeps running, unable to understand what is happening. She reaches a riverbank and freezes in horror as countless dead bodies float in the water, all chopped apart the same way. Shaking, she steals clothes from one of the corpses and changes, trying to hide and survive. Soon, she stumbles into a different school where many female students walk calmly as if nothing happened. Their uniforms are different, and no one seems aware of the massacre. Mitsuko feels lost until a girl runs up and happily greets her like an old best friend. The strange thing is, Mitsuko barely remembers her. Everything feels wrong, like she has entered another world. Her friend acts normal, but Mitsuko is trembling and terrified. She explains the impossible attack and how everyone died, yet the friend simply laughs and drags her to a window, placing her hand outside to prove there is nothing there except harmless wind. For a moment, Mitsuko wonders if maybe she imagined everything, but deep down, she knows it was real. Later, Mitsuko and her friends plan to skip class and escape, but before they can leave, a teacher catches them. The girls run and reach a lakeside where one friend shares a strange theory. She says there may be another world, a mirror world, where things happen differently. To prove it, she throws a stone into the lake and jokes that maybe in the other world she did not throw it at all. Suddenly, a crocodile bursts from the water and drags one of the girls under. The others scream in terror. The friend coldly says maybe in this world the lake is safe, but in the other world it is not. Mitsuko cannot tell if they are joking or insane. Nearby, the girls notice a bed sitting mysteriously beside the lake, as if reality itself is broken. Two strange girls watch them from a distance, one dressed like a bride. They reveal they are married to each other, making the world feel even more surreal. One of Mitsuko's friends says destiny may already be written, but maybe it can still be changed if they do something impossible. Back at school, Mitsuko notices a pillow on the floor beside her desk. She bends down to pick it up, and once again, disaster strikes the second she ducks. Her teacher suddenly pulls out a gun and starts firing across the classroom, killing students everywhere. Mitsuko rises from behind the desk to see bodies collapsed around her. Just like before, bending down saved her life. The teacher walks toward her in rage, screaming that Mitsuko had no right to try escaping class and that death was always her fate. Before she can shoot, two girls rush in to help Mitsuko escape, but another teacher appears and murders them both. Mitsuko runs through the halls with surviving students as all the teachers begin firing like soldiers. They reach the outside, only for the invisible wind to slice through many of them again. Mitsuko becomes alone once more. Panicked and covered in blood, she runs into a crowded city and reaches a police station. She begs for help, trying to explain the madness, but a female officer looks confused. She says Mitsuko is not wearing a school uniform and places a mirror in front of her. Mitsuko gasps. The face staring back is different. She has somehow transformed into another woman entirely. Worse, everyone now calls her by another name. The officer tells her congratulations, because today is her wedding day. Mitsuko is dragged through the streets while strangers cheer for her. She is taken to a church where wedding guests wait. Inside, she sees her best friend again, who whispers urgently that they are being controlled and she must stay quiet and follow instructions. Mitsuko is dressed in a wedding gown and forced toward the altar while the women around her mock her. Suddenly, her friend snaps and starts killing guests one by one in brutal rage. Chaos erupts. Mitsuko reaches the altar expecting to see a groom, but instead finds a coffin. When it opens, a giant pig climbs out. She screams in horror and attacks it with a broken bottle. She and her friend flee the church while guards try to stop them. Her friend kills anyone in their way. Mitsuko runs desperately, convinced reality has fully collapsed. Then she sees another mirror and realizes she has changed forms again. This time she is at a racetrack surrounded by female runners. They shout at her to start running because she is famous for being fast. Confused but desperate, Mitsuko runs. As she sprints, she feels strange power in her body. She races harder than ever, trying to escape whatever world this is. While running, she sees visions of her dead school friends among the crowd. Then she spots the giant pig and church women chasing her from behind. Other runners whisper to her to escape this world before it is too late. Mitsuko keeps running until she reaches a dark abandoned place filled with female students in uniforms. They tell her they are already dead and soon she will join them. Before they can attack, her best friend appears again and saves her. She tells Mitsuko to scream her own real name over and over. Mitsuko does it, shouting louder and louder, until suddenly her original self returns. Her friend then shows strange wires attached to her hand and begs Mitsuko to pull them out so she can leave this world forever. Mitsuko hesitates because she loves her friend and fears it will kill her, but the friend insists. Crying, Mitsuko pulls the wires free. Instantly, her friend's body splits into two pieces and falls apart. Mitsuko is devastated, but a glowing gate appears nearby. She steps through it and enters a shocking new reality, a world dominated by men. Posters of Mitsuko are everywhere, and young men stare at them. One boy approaches her and says she is from the future. Overwhelmed, Mitsuko faints. When she wakes up, she sees an old man playing a video game. On the screen is the same character she has been living as. The old man calmly reveals the truth. Mitsuko and all the girls died long ago, but he used their DNA to recreate them inside a virtual game world designed for male pleasure and control. Every role she played, student, bride, racer, was just another level in his twisted simulation. Every death, every chase, every nightmare was entertainment. Mitsuko is horrified. She asks if she can return to the real world. The old man laughs and says first she must complete the final level. A male figure approaches to claim her like a prize. But then Mitsuko remembers her friend's words. If you do something impossible in this world, destiny can break. Instead of obeying, Mitsuko lunges forward and grabs the man by the throat. She screams for them to stop playing with their lives. Then she seizes the old man's cane and drives it into herself, committing an act no one expected. In a world built entirely around controlling women, self-sacrifice becomes the one move the system cannot predict. The simulation crashes. The old man is left stunned, unable to believe she chose freedom over submission. His game begins collapsing. Across the virtual world, all the other female characters start destroying themselves too, refusing to remain part of the system any longer. Their destinies shatter at once. In the final scene, Mitsuko awakens in a frozen snowy landscape in the real world. She is alive. The nightmare is over. She looks around in silence, breathing deeply for the first time. After endless deaths, forced identities, and cruel control, Mitsuko has escaped the game and reclaimed herself. But one terrifying question remains. If this nightmare was created once, who says another one cannot be built again?